Hey, I'm Chef Gary.
And I'm Leslie with Tyson K-12. We're going to look today at a couple different ideas on how to take Asian flavors and incorporate it into your menus using all different ingredients that you already have in your pantry. So we know right now Asian is the third most popular flavor on menus, so I'm really excited to see what you've cooked up for us today.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Well, I'll explain a little bit and then we'll get started. First, let me just say I pre-packed the tortillas. We're going to do a little fusion. So we have a box with our tortilla chips in there because we're going to build an Asian nacho.
I appreciate you using my new box.
Yeah, this is a beautiful Let's Eat box. One of my favorites, nice colors. But once again, with the box, you can preset this stuff in advance. They're chips, it's not going to go bad, so you can have your whole counter full of these things and you can just build and serve. To where if you're going to put them in the box, you're not going to throw them in there on a pile. Everything's going to be uneven unless you have the staff to do so. I also recommend if you have a smaller box, because not everybody's going to be rolling with the same box, if you have a smaller box, layer it. So today, because we have the right box size, we're going to do one layer. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with our Asian inspired slaw. So we have a fine shredded cabbage, and I like to keep the carrots separate. You can get a blend, this isn't a problem, but you can also utilize your carrots and other things, or your cabbage and other things. You don't have to blend them all the time. So I show with a separate blend. So we're going to add those, half cup each for this amount. Our quarter cup of tomatoes. And then we have a low sodium teriyaki. So you don't need to add salt and pepper or anything to this. You have your low sodium and you're good to go. All your salt's there and your flavor is going to be there.
I like the using teriyaki. It's one of the most popular with kids when it comes to Asian. So what other flavors could you use with this?
You know what? It's funny you ask because another popular is a gochujang.
What about sriracha?
Sriracha is also a good one. But see, with these, let me a little tip on those two. It's a paste for the gochujang. So that's really spicy as well. So that's something you're going to want to cut with maybe a little bit of water. You can use a zero sodium chicken stock if you want. But if you put a big dollop of that into like this slaw, for example, it's going to be so overpowering you won't even be able to eat it. Same with the sriracha. Sriracha is very, very potent. So a little goes a long way. So just always keep that in mind if you're using that as a flavor base.
Good to know.
All right, so let's just blend this stuff together. I like to use a nice rubber spatula or a wooden spoon. All right, so we have our nice slaw here. Now, if you notice the glaze, it's nicely glazed, but it's not soaking wet, and we want to avoid that.
So would that help it hold longer?
Well, it's not going to. So then what's naturally going to happen, because we're looking at about 3-day shelf life on this, potentially 5. To where it's more to the 3 is when you're using like the fresh cut tomatoes. So let's say you replace those fresh cut tomatoes with a canned tomato. You're going to have a 5-day shelf life. The fresh cut, they're going to have a lot of liquid inside there, and throughout the course of those days, you get to that 3rd day, it's going to get very soupy on the bottom. Not that this is a bad thing, but it is going to take, your flavor is going to end up in the water waste of the slaw. So you want to go for a very light glaze like that. If you've got water on the bottom, you know, it's just too wet at that point. All right, so we have our beautiful beef crumble. Once again, I heated this up, but you can serve this cold. Heat it up at home. So that is one of our points today.
So you're using the low sodium beef crumble right now?
Yes, that is correct.
That's really good because now you can take a lot more flavor into your slaw and your sauces.
100%, because you know you're walking that thin line using these the teriyakis and the gochujang and the srirachas because of the sodium levels. So Leslie, that was a great point you made.
You make me feel so smart.
You are. Okay, so I'm going to use my number 10 on here, and I'm going to go right over our nacho, and that's got great coverage, one layer. And like I said, if you have a smaller box, just double layer. If you have the time, if you have the help, just double layer. That way you're going to get the stuff on every bite. And we're going to take our slaw. Oh yeah, it looks very nice. Look at that. I almost did it again. And then I'm just going to take a very light, so you'll notice on the recipe, the majority of that teriyaki glaze is going into your slaw. That little tiny bit is just a finisher. That's all it is. And then my favorite part. So, sauce combinations. You can take sour cream, yogurt, mayo, and you can enhance this with anything. We talked about the Asian flavors, teriyaki, gochujang, sriracha. You take that, put it in with sour cream or mayo or yogurt, you just made yourself a sauce. You know, so very important. We used teriyaki today. So very light teriyaki. So you're gonna get that sour cream. It's gonna have that nice refreshing, cooling aspect, but you're also gonna have that hint of Asian flavor in there, which is very nice.
It's almost a true food fusion with your Mexican and Asian all mixed together.
Absolutely. Sour cream and an Asian flavor. Who would have thought? You blend that together and you're gonna top the nachos with it. So you have that, and then finally, we're just gonna take a little bit of white. Now I use a lot of the cheese sauces because you don't have to refire this stuff. It's already warm and melted. So we're just gonna use a white cheese, a white queso I like to call it, and just a little bit on top. And there
you can't have nachos without cheese. Oh, that looks amazing.
You can't have nachos without cheese. So once again, I just want to reflect on, you can build this stuff because they're tortilla chips. You can build this stuff ahead, stack them, have them ready, and then all you have to do is put your beef, your toppings, and your sauces on there, and it's out the door. And with products like this low sodium beef crumble, it's amazing. You can use in wraps, you can use in grain bowls, and you can put this stuff out cold. It's fully cooked and ready to go.
Okay.
What do you think of that, huh?
I'm excited to see what else you built for us.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because there's 3 more things that we're gonna do with 3 different proteins using the same ingredients.
All right,
check it out?
Let's see what it is.
All right, let's do that. Well, as you saw, we put that slaw together. So that's my universal topping for these items. So,
so you're just taking those
100%.
pantry items and showing it across the board 4 ways.
Yes, and we mentioned shelf life. So that's another thing. So if you have a revolving menu, you can do nachos Tuesday, you can do your burger on Wednesday, and you can do a wrap on Thursday, and you're still using that slaw. You're not throwing anything away, and you're getting, and it's revolving. So
I love that you've shown that it goes against almost every product out there. A breaded chicken, beef. I'm sure it'd be amazing on grilled chicken too, but I like that you showed how it works well with every product type that there is.
Oh yeah, I mean, and even when we were putting ramen out, you could throw that vegetable on top of your ramen, and it would enhance your ramen because all your flavors are there.
I think we're all ready for ramen to come back.
Yeah.
Come back in schools.
You know, you have your crumbled beef, you have your pulled chicken. Put that in your ramen, top it with some sort of Asian-inspired slaw, and there you have a unique flavor profile. All right, so right here we have an Asian-style burger, which is kind of neat. Tastes really good. We have an Asian-style wrap.
Okay.
Wrap, same thing. We put these wonderful nuggets that you were talking about on there.
What kid does not like nuggets?
I love nuggets still, and I just graduated high school, but whatever. So what we did there, we just laid that out, topped with the slaw, both sauces, wrapped it up. Cool thing is, once again, this can be wrapped and chilled. You can have this ready to go. It's not gonna soak through. You can come in, do these in the morning, give them out at lunch, you're great to go. I would not wrap them days ahead, but you could definitely come in, do lunch in the morning, have it ready, and you're not doing this per wrap. So that's one of the things I like about this a lot. Not so much on the burger, but you can prepare this stuff ahead of time, like the topping, prepare it 3 days out, so you're not doing that stuff on the last minute. And then we have an Asian style grain bowl. What you'll notice here, when I wanted to highlight, is we put the Asian style slaw separate so it wouldn't compromise the breading on the tender.
I like it.
Yeah, so if you have to take that home, you can put that on there yourself. You're still going to have a crisp on the tender. You're not going to lose the breading whatsoever.
So that's a simple thing you can really make ahead. And if they are serving like fresh out of the cafeteria, just heat up the meat and ready to serve.
100%.
Awesome.
100%. And then they can throw it all together and tear it up any way they like.
I like it.
Yeah, so one of the things I really like with the way things are today, the kids have to take their stuff and go home. So we're really concentrating on grab and go.
Yes.
And building your own. So these containers make things really easy. It's not just like putting something in a paper bag and sending it home. You can actually do some really nice stuff.
No, we're really excited about it because whether it's feeding in the classroom or quick grab and go out of the cafeteria, whatever the feeding model is, we want to be able to offer up just some solutions to schools. So one of our newest items is this full meal box. This thing is very large, as you can see. It's holding the full serving of nachos in it, but this is something you could pack a full meal in. You can put your full reimbursable meal in this with a sandwich or pasta, whatever your sides are, you can fill this box up. We have this new wrapper we're really excited about. This isn't that typical foil-lined wrapper. This is actually more of a parchment style paper, so it's actually good in the microwave. So if someone does have to take food home, they will be able to microwave at home to warm their stuff back up, but it's still a really good wrap. It holds really well, and we're really excited about it. We've got a new look, so
and
we're hoping everyone's gonna like it.
I'm glad you brought that up because with the IW, necessity for IW
Yes.
nowadays, with this wrapper, you can take a chicken breast, you can take a burger patty, you build it, freeze it, you have it wrapped in your parchment paper, you freeze it, and you can have hundreds of them made up for a couple days, not all week, and then you can just pull them out and put them in the box and send them home for the student to heat up themselves. If it's thawed, it's 50 seconds to a minute. If it's frozen, it's a minute and 20 seconds, minute 30 seconds. So just depending on your microwave at home. So that makes things very convenient and really easy on a ready, set, go level.
I love it. I mean, that really gives everyone an option to do their own individually wrapped items. So at a time where we're all trying to figure out how to use our burgers, how to use our tenders, you've given us some great ideas of how to bake sandwiches with everyday items, and now you've shown us how to do IW as well. So I'm really excited about that. So all of our packaging, as many people know, is available at Cool School. You'll be able to use your points or purchase it, but definitely be on the lookout and come get these. And then lastly, this compartment we're using this actually comes from Inapac, but you can use any packaging from your distributor. They've got so many different kinds that hold your products at certain temperatures, keep it cold, you can rewarm it, but definitely work back with your packaging people to find the solutions that fit your menu best.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.